she looks over at Rosa, Rosa looks at her, and I promise you, the whole plane was dead silent, okay? Everyone's looking at them, including myself, and Rosa decides to, hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I have another story time for you guys, so let's just get right into it. First off, let's set the scene. So it is day 4 of a 4-day, okay? I'm tired. I'm ready to go home. On top of that, we had a report time of 4:10 a.m. So early day. However, we did end at 11:30. So as long as we're ending early, I don't care how early we got to get up. I just want to be home by 12, at the latest by 3, because I don't want to be in traffic on the way home. So the morning of that 4-day, I get up at 3:30, get glam, because I already know the RBF would have been strong without it. So I'm like, get glam, get cheery, so you can be in a good, at least look pleasant around the passengers, you know? Quick side note, I always let my crew know that I'm not a morning person, okay? Like, I don't have a problem getting up in the morning, getting glam, doing all that, doing what's necessary for work. However, I'm not speaking unless spoken to. I'm not trying to have a full-blown conversation at 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. No. So in the car ride, I prefer to be quiet. Like, one of my pet peeves is when the crew wants to have a full-blown conversation at 4 in the morning in the car, the van ride to the airport. Like, there is nothing important to talk about. Rest your eyes for the time that we have, and let's just get to work and prepare ourselves to work. Like, I'm trying to get all my extra little minutes of beauty rest that I can before I have to get on board, get on the flight, and action, it's go time. I gotta start, you know, performing, being nice, doing all that good stuff. So I'm just like, I'm trying to preserve my social battery as long as I can. Let's save the small talk on the plane. Fast forward, we get there, it's a full flight. I am the aft flight attendant, so I'm working in the back with main cabin. So as we are boarding up, we have our specials on board. So our specials can be either UMs, people with wheelchairs, it can be a number of things, a blind person. Today we had maybe 2 or 3 wheelchairs come on. So one of my wheelchair bound people, now typically they come through the jet bridge with a wheelchair and then they're able to get up and walk, but they may have trouble walking. So this passenger, we're gonna call her Rosa. Rosa comes on board and she comes to the back. She asks me what seat is 15C. So I show Rosa where 15C is and she sits down. Now, in my head, I'm a little bit curious as to why the gate agent would put someone who's having trouble walking all the way in the back. But I was like, you know what? Okay, whatever. I don't know why they did that, but I was just like, that's very inconvenient, but okay. Now we continue boarding and the plane is filling up. And then we have another passenger come on board. We're gonna call her Karen. So Karen is coming on board and I can see her kind of looking at the seats, like which seat is hers, and she keeps glancing at her boarding pass. So just, you know, picture this with me. So I'm just kind of observing everyone and I see her keep glancing at her boarding pass. So Karen walks all the way to row 15. She looks at her boarding pass and then says out loud, "Oh, my boarding pass says 15C." Just looking at her boarding pass. Now, mind you, she looks over at Rosa, Rosa looks at her, and I promise you, the whole plane was dead silent, okay? Everyone's looking at them, including myself, and Rosa decides to click her little seatbelt. That was the loudest click, loudest noise on the plane, okay? That was the loudest nonverbal I have ever heard in my life, okay? So then Karen just stares at me, holds up her boarding pass, and is just looking helpless. Just that lost puppy dog look, yeah, just. Now mind you, it's literally 5 a.m. 5 a.m. Why do I have to step in between 2 grown women? Like, why can't y'all just work it out? Why can't you guys just figure it out? You know, Karen, Why don't you just stand on business and tell Rosa, this is my seat, ma'am. Where are you supposed to be sitting? You know, just do it. Be like Nike and just do it. I shouldn't have to step in, but there was a lot of tension going on there. So I was like, you know what? Let me just go up here and remediate, do my job. So I go up there and I'm like, good morning. How are you? To Karen first. And she's like, oh, I'm good. I'm like, can I take a look at your boarding pass really fast? I look at her boarding pass because first I need to just verify that she is in fact 15C. So I take a look at it. And the reason why I do this is because we don't need any he said, she said. I just need to look at the Carfax, okay? So I look at it, and the reason why I do this is because the most common mistake is that passengers are looking at a boarding pass for their connecting flight. So not the actual one they're on. And some people have 2, 3, almost 4 connecting flights sometimes. So they have multiple boarding passes and they may be looking at the wrong one. So when I look at Karen's pass, I see she is in fact supposed to be sitting in 15C, right? So I'm like, okay, give it back to Karen. I turn over to Miss Rosa. I say, good morning, how are you? She said she's good. I was like, okay, great. May I take a look at your boarding pass? So she was like, okay. Mind you, she has to dig it out of her purse. I don't know why it's at the bottom of your purse. Like, how did it get there that fast? You just sat down. So she's digging. As she's digging, she's like, I'm in 15C. I know I'm supposed to be in 15C. This is my seat. This is my seat. This is my seat. 15C, 15C, 15C. I'm like, so I let her know, I understand. It may just be a mistake on our end. I just want to take a look and verify before I make seating arrangements. So Rosa finally pulls it out, doesn't even bother to look at it. Like, don't you want to double check, you know? No, she just hands it right to me, doesn't even look at it. I'm like, okay, what does it say? Oh, I see what's wrong. The gate agent actually upgraded you to 5C. Yeah, nice. If you can go ahead and grab your things for me, and I'm gonna show you where 5C is. Girl, reading is fundamental. Why don't people read their boarding pass? Like, come on now. And circling back to the beginning, why I thought it was weird that you would put someone that's wheelchair bound all the way in the back. The gate agent did it. They moved her to 5C. And I'm just like, girl, why didn't you read this? And I'm sure the gate agent repeated herself and told her. I'm sure they did. Like, I'm pretty positive that they did. But, you know, people hear what they want to hear. So she just went to 15C, just inconvenienced herself, went all the way back there. Then we had that little tension. Then I had to go up and clear it. And it's just like, really? Really? Can you just imagine how many ways this scenario could have went downhill or escalated very quickly? Yeah, just so many ways. So as a flight attendant, it is literally my job to remediate and keep the peace. And it's truly all about the delivery. I'm gonna say that every time, all right? Like, I can't have a nasty attitude and treat people like they don't know how to read or write. I can't do that. You have to be nice, you know? Treat people the way you would want to be treated and spoken to, all right? So I'm gonna avoid the words like, oh, you're wrong, and why would you sit here, and all that. No, we don't. Just move the people where they need to sit, okay? Avoid making them look stupid, because that's not nice, and that's not our job, all right? If you're still here with me, please drop a rose emoji and make sure you like the video and subscribe to the Pristine Posse if you haven't already done so. But in all seriousness, if you guys see the tension rising, you gotta step in, okay? step in and diffuse the situation as much as possible so that you don't have to kick anybody off the plane, you don't have to write any IORs, you know? We just want to get there and get back and get off on time, okay? Just get off on time. After that little mishap is settled, everyone's seated and we take off, everything's good. And then once we land in DFW, now DFW is like a 15-minute taxi, okay? I'm sitting in the back. I have a passenger sitting in the back with me. Well, passengers, because it was a full flight. One passenger decides to ask me about me being a flight attendant. How do I like it? And I was like, it's fine. I don't know how, y'all, I can't even remember how this segued. This man goes into talking about how he just broke up with his girlfriend. He just broke up with his girlfriend. His girlfriend was cheating on him with his friend, and not just one, but 3. He was like, I don't blame my friend, I blame her, and I'm done with her, and I'm sending her back to her parents' house. And the whole time that he's venting, I'm just thinking, like, how do we segue into this? This was unprovoked. He had no liquid courage, at least to my knowledge, because I didn't serve him anything. I'm like, what is happening here? So, you know, I'm at work, so I gotta play my role. I'm, you know, listening, chiming in, asking questions, giving my sound advice. And this was just a long story short, because I don't want to make this video too long telling all his tea. But anyways, I was telling him, you know, old girl is wrong. She's wrong for that, all right? But we need to reassess these friends. This friend group, I don't think they value you the way they say they do, because they're telling you after the fact, they're still, I don't know about them. So he was like, okay, you're right. Like, that's something to think about. But the girl, she's done. But when I tell y'all, this man chatted me up from the time that I sat down in my jump seat all the way until we got to that gate and he got off the plane. Yeah, he definitely needed to get that one off his chest, and he didn't care who he told it to. He just had to tell somebody. So I just want to tell y'all that as a flight attendant, I'm wearing many hats, okay? I'm a mediator, I'm a therapist, and the list goes on at work. But honestly, that day, as a flight attendant, we just call that a normal day with no delays and no diversions. That's a normal day for me, okay? Sorting out the drama, listening to the drama, and maintaining safety. That is the life of a flight attendant. So I hope you guys enjoyed this story time, and I will see you guys in the next one.